The biggest name.
You're locked into JJ and Alex. With the insight and analysis on the teams you can't live without. This is 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
All right, everybody, welcome on in. JJ and Alex, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. Alex Kirry, Jeremiah Jensen, thanks for being a part of the program today. We always appreciate it. You can download the podcast wherever podcasts are found. We love that you participate in the show that way. Our show, as always, this hour brought to you by the good folks at the Doug Smith family of dealerships in American Fork, Spanish Fork, and in Linden. Nobody knows cars like Doug. We just got off of the horn a couple of minutes ago with newly extended member of the Utah Mammoth, Logan Cooley. He gets that contract, and I think that's probably a sigh of relief for a lot of people in the front office, and also his head coach, André Tourigny, who joins us for his weekly dial-up for us to be able to get to see what's going on with the team on the inside. Coach Bear, how are you?
Very good. What about you guys?
Oh, we're good. We just got off the phone with pretty happy Logan Cooley as well, who told us that Mikhail Sergachev has not brought him any eggs from his chicken coop. Has he brought any to you yet?
Not yet.
Come on.
We've been on the road. We've been on the road a lot. We need to give him a chance, guys.
Yeah, you know what? They're chock full now, probably now. They've been on the road.
He's probably overloaded. Trust me, he's going to bring some here before the game Sunday. I guarantee you that.
There you go.
Coach, what a run this has been for you guys. I know you came up on short in Edmonton, but this has been phenomenal. Just as a coach, how rewarding has this swing been for you guys? Not an easy slate with all those road games, but your guys delivered.
Yeah, it was actually a game in 6 nights and a lot of traveling, and a really tough opponent. But the boys played really well. They played their heart off, and they found a way. We won 3 out of 4, which was really good. Obviously, we wanted to have the last one against Edmonton, but all in all, it was a really good trip. I think really happy about how the guys played.
One of the things I noticed in the game the other night, in a lot of these games, the quick starts have been key to this, and being able to put pressure on defense and then opening up things on the offense. It just the fast breaks, so to speak, that end up happening out of those great defensive stands by your team. How impressive have you been with what the blue line has been able to do to help the guys score on the other end?
I think it's always a matter of being connected. It's 5 guys connected. It's not the game you can play only your defense or only your forwards. In the offense, you need your D to chip in. You need to play as a unit of 5. And the same thing defensively. You cannot expect your D to shut down an opponent without having the support of the forward. So everything is as a unit of 5, and that's offensively our D did a good job, like you mentioned, to support the rush and to make good play in the O-zone.
Yeah, we were so happy for Logan Cooley, and Mammoth fans are so excited that he's going to be a part of this franchise for a long, long time. And I can only imagine how excited you are. But man, was he good on that trip? What did he do to get? It's not just this trip, but all year long he has a knack for scoring goals and early in these games. Yeah,
first of all he has a level of maturity this year which grew a lot. You can see as a person, as a young man. I think that maturity helped him to probably in his preparation and everything. But he started his game on time, and he's on puck as a line, not just him, as his 2 partners, JJ and Gunnar as well. I think they had a really good start. They got on our opponent early, and obviously they needed to be opportunistic, and then they were. So they gave us momentum in a lot of games.
Coach J.J. Peterka, you mentioned him. He's a guy who he's steady, and he's also one of those guys that, those goals are just going to keep coming. But it seems like every time, if he's open and that puck is on the end of his stick, that he puts that thing in the back of the net more often than not. What has he brought to your team so far?
Yeah, his level of skill, his shot, his IQ, his vision on the ice. He can find his partner. I think those 3 guys together, they see each other and they move the puck to each other. Their support is really good. So obviously, there's always stuff you're looking at and area of the game can be better. But we're really pleased about the pace they're playing, the speed they're playing, and they're capable of making play at that high speed. So that's very good.
I don't think a lot of hockey experts, national hockey media thought Nick Schmaltz would lead the NHL in points at this point, but he has. What has he done, and what is it about him that's allowed him to take his game to another level this season?
Yeah, I think there's a combination of things. I think, first of all, the team's playing well. So now the offense is coming from a little bit everywhere. We're tougher to cover. That opened up space for a player like him. But the way he plays since the start of the season, the number of battles he win, the number of time he get inside and get prime time scoring chance, either by deflection or shot from the slot, I think that's elite. And you need to have a really high IQ to be able to find those space in between coverage in the slot and stuff like that. So did a really good job at doing those things. And as well, I think his play both sides of the puck is really, really good since the start of the season.
I'm sure you guys love the opportunity for a couple of days. I say off, but the reality is you guys don't really take any days off. But I mean, like, to not have games, night after night, which it seemed like it was coming at you guys like so much on the road there, and then suddenly you take a few days off. Is there a part where you go, okay, we got to make sure, guys, you got to stay sharp. When you have a few days off, you got to stay sharp, but also balance that out with the rest. How do you approach the team with that?
Yeah, that's first of all, you need to trust the guys. They're professional. They've been there before. It's not like we need to tell them what's the schedule and all those stuff. They know. So, but at the same time, the opportunity to have a good rest during the season, will be really few and apart. So that's an opportunity. The other thing is we have stuff we can address as a team and can take advantage to get better, which we did today. So I like what we accomplished today. I like the focus of the guys and what they showed up to get better today. So I'm really happy about that. And then it will be the game against Tampa on Sunday, which the guy will be fully aware of. We had a few days off, few days between games, but at the same time, we'll be excited to get back at it. And right away after, we're going on the road for a tough road trip, a 4-game and 6 nights again. So I think we appreciate the little break, but at the same time, we stay urgent.
The amount of depth you guys have this year has been really on display, and obviously we're seeing internal development help with that as well. But you added Peterka, and you look at your lines, you got Schmaltz, Hayton, and Keller, and then you can go to Peterka, Cooley, and Gunther. For some of our listeners who aren't as familiar with hockey, what goes into your decisions on who to pair together on those lines? What goes into your decision-making before the season or during the season to build those lines?
Well, first of all, the 8 Schmaltz and Keller have a chemistry together for years. It's not just since training camp or what happened this summer. They like to play each other. They see each other. They make play together. So that was an easy one. And Gunnar and Cools play together a lot since they're with our team. They see each other. The chemistry was already there. So when we acquired JJ, the logic was to put him with Cools and Gunnar because he can play with them, can skate with them. And Cools and Gunnar, these two guys who go to the net, and JJ in his profile in the past was a guy who had a good inside game. So we knew we could share the responsibility on that line to do that kind of a job. So that was the rationale. There was nothing really science. I didn't need to go in the lab for long for that one. It was just a common sense. But, there's more than that in our team. We often not talk enough about Stanny's line and the work he does in the PK and the energy guys like Tanev and Obi or Yami brings to the team. And it's the same thing for Banner's line. If you look their expected goal share, they have a lot of really good night where they generate a lot of offense. The puck did not go in yet for them, but the physicality, the intensity they bring, that open up space as well. You ask me sometimes about the Peterka or the Schmaltz, but that's the work of a lot of stuff. When you go against, like I said, the Banner's line or the Stanley's line, and they wear you down, they hit you, they get on the forecheck, they bring momentum and intensity in the game. That open up space and hold on the next play for the other line. So I think it's a combination. You need to have a little bit of everything in your team. If you have only one style of lines or players, you become predictable and then easier to play against. The way our team is built, it's really a 4-line team who can hit you from different angles.
Coach, Dmitry Simachev, speaking of guys who are really young on your team, he's one of the youngest, and he's one of these guys that's shown just absolute crazy flashes for a young guy, and he's talented. He's looking for his first points there, but what have you been impressed with him so far? Obviously, making the roster is not just like a little like consolation for people. They make the roster because they can actually they make their contributions to the team. What have you liked about what Simachev's been able to do and give you as that young kid on the defense?
What I like about Sima is really professional. He's focused. He has urgency every day. He has a level of consistency for a young kid like him who's really good. I think the offensive part of the game is not his first tool. Is what he does really well. He can defend, he can shut down, he can skate with anybody in the league. He can play in your style of hockey. So that helped a lot. Our team is playing with Sergei, playing as a top player on the other side and being able to close quickly and take their confidence away. So that's what he does really well.
What does it mean to you for a coach to have the, I guess the word I'm looking for is the continuity with roster? Because this Cooley signing gives you a lot of continuity moving forward with some of your best players. You look at this roster, you know who these guys are going to be. You know they're going to be here for a while. As a head coach, how does that impact you and what you do and your comfort here with this team?
What I like a lot is earlier you asked me about Schmaltzy, Keller, and Ace. I told you they played together for a long time, and now they don't have to even talk to each other. They just look at each other and they know what the other guys mean, and they know exactly where he will be and stuff like that. And I told you about Cooley and Gunnar. They're building that, and they're really pretty good. They're already pretty good at it. They read off each other without so easily. And now with JJ in the pack, same thing when you have Boehner and Crosser played together for a long time now. The chemistry is built over time. So having a duo like Gunnar and Cools who are with us for long term, locked on long term, I think you look at it and say, okay, that chemistry, that growth, that knowledge of each other will just keep growing and help our team moving forward.
André Tourigny is the head coach of the Utah Mammoth. He joins us every week right here on your radio home of the Utah Mammoth, 97.5 the KSL Sports Zone. Coach, looking forward to Sunday. Have fun against Tampa Bay this weekend, and then we'll see you. Also, we'll catch up with you next week on that long road trip.
Thank you for having me, boys. Talk next week.
Thank you.
There's a coach. Man, that's as consistent of a dude as you can get, right?
No, that's what you have to have in that position.
Not high, not low.
Yeah.
Right? He just is. It's exactly, I think. I mean, what a good combo with Bill Armstrong and that front office who just is, doing their darndest to get the best version of this team out there on the ice, and then this guy.
And that's what they're getting.
Puts it all together. Yeah, it's just, it's really fun to watch so far. Anyway. Man, lots of Mammoth this hour. I love it.
It's great to have them on the air.
I know, and chatting about all this stuff.
For you listening, I know a lot of you are new to the Mammoth. Some of you may be longtime NHL people, but obviously embracing this team now that they've moved here. It's in other sports, it's not common to have this kind of access to the head coach on a weekly basis, or when a player signs an extension for him to come on the air here. We're very fortunate to be able to hear from them. They're willing to come on and talk about these things each and every week. Or when something big happens, they're available and accessible. This is for you, the fans, you listening. This is for you. And to be able to have Bear come on every week and educate us more about the game. I'm learning a lot by just having conversations with Bear Tourigny about what he thinks about, what he wants to accomplish, with the culture he's set up with that team, some of the strategy and the scheme that they do with why I just asked him what goes into why you build the lines the way you do. Longtime hockey people are like, duh. But for some that are new to it, like, okay, why those three? And you're learning from this. And he's able to come on here and explain it to you. Somebody who's coaching at the highest level of the sport. I'm learning a lot, and it's really interesting and intriguing to listen each and every week to the insights that we're given and learning more about how this sport is played at the highest level. It's really fun.
Let's take a. Oh no, we're not taking a break. We're still going here. I was thinking about this though because we were chatting with Bear about it, and I think that it's more all the things that he's answering the questions with. It's a great way to approach it. It's more complicated than he's, I think, leading on, right?
Well, sure, yeah. I mean,
it's like, oh yeah,
not anybody can walk in there with a grease board and throw all this stuff together. No, there's a lot of experience that comes into this. A lot of sleepless nights, a lot of time spent in the film room that we don't know about. But he simplifies it when he explains it, that's the key to a great coach. It's just like a teacher, right?
Right.
If you're in a classroom and you have a teacher that understands how to take complex things and be able to teach it to you in a simple way, you're going to understand it better. Same thing with a head coach. We've seen coaches sometimes get, a little too caught up in the minutia of things, and things can get lost, and it doesn't always work out for some guys. When you have a coach that can simplify things that are complicated, you're going to be more successful, and he seems to be doing that with this club. He keeps things pretty simple.
It's also been interesting to watch, because it's going to be such a weird schedule too. They come home for one game against Tampa Bay, and
brutal,
then they go back
actually,
out on the road again.
When you think about it, and it doesn't end there. It goes into December of this brutal road stuff that they're having to go through.
It's an Olympic year, and so everything gets kind of compacted and weird. But at the same time, they're having like 4 or 5 days off in a row that they've had after that long road trip. And then they come home for one game, and then they go right back out again. And so it's interesting to kind of watch.
Guess what's coming? A 4-game road trip to Buffalo, Toronto, Montreal, and Ottawa. They come home for 2 games against the Sabres and the Islanders, but then they're back on the road again to Anaheim and San Jose. I know it's just California, but there's just not a lot of rest for this team, and fans aren't getting a chance to see a lot of home games right now.
Yeah.
While they're hot.
The back end of the schedule is very home happy, though.
Oh, big time.
So I think there's going to be a lot of that to be able to. But you just hope that they get to the spot where they're, still in that race by the very, very end of it, and
Yeah, January and February they're home a lot.
Now that we're veterans of having an NHL team here, if you're Ryan Smith, which one's your real baby? Because any parent who says that they don't have a favorite child, they're lying.
Oh, you're going to ask Ryan Smith to make a Sophie's choice?
Yeah.
He has to pick between the Jazz or the Mammoth?
Yeah. It's just like I do this with my kids. I'm like, whoever's winning.
Do you have a favorite?
100%.
Are you willing to say that over the air?
100%.
Okay.
My first daughter is number one. Always.
All right. It's usually the daughter.
Well, yeah, and guess what she brought home yesterday too? Perfect grades, right? Gets on the honor roll, like no big deal. It's like amazing citizenship, right? And she's just like, oh yeah, no big deal. She doesn't rub it in anybody's faces.
Kind of wish she'd flip somebody off just to know she's human.
Quinn, you're the best daughter, and you know it. Well, we have this thing. My kids gave my wife this thing. It's actually awful. It's got all their pictures on a board, and they're all Velcro, and it's 1 through 7.
You have a hierarchy?
Yeah, we have I told the kids it's a living list. You can always move up. You're
rating your kids like you would rate Halloween candy?
You can always move up. You can always move up.
Gosh.
So when my oldest gets home and he's late, I'm already like moving it down. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. You're home.
I guess which 7. One of your kids is stuck in the basement.
Sometimes he is, but
you just gave it away.
Sometimes he is. No.
Sometimes he is.
I mean, it's just look. If you make my life easier, you're going up the board. You know what I mean?
Well, when you got 7 kids, you can have a hierarchy.
I would assume that Ryan Smith is going to be the same way. And you know what he does? Oh, just tell Danny and Austin Ainge and Coach Hardy, hey, I'll move you up the list right now. But right now, these Mammoth are kind of cool. Like they're pretty awesome.
Look, the Jazz have been an interesting start. They lost last night. But
an interesting start.
No, I mean much more interesting than we thought.
Last night's a perfect game. You come back.
They gave themselves a chance. They rallied, came back, and made it close again.
You see how pissed Will Hardy was, though.
Yeah,
like that defense is atrocious.
It was bad for 3 quarters. There's no doubt about it.
So bad.
That's why this team is probably not going to win more than 25 games. But, I mean, it's pretty clear to me, like, Ryan Smith is probably really, like, into the Mammoth right now because they're 8-3. They're hot right now. He's going on ESPN and talking about him.
But he's also a basketball guy.
I mean,
right?
ESPN's broadcasting Mammoth games this year.
But Ryan Smith is a basketball guy. He's become a hockey guy, but, like, basketball is his love, right? And so the Jazz are going to be, they're the OGs. Mammoth are like the new shiny thing that you have to like, man, but they cost a lot of money. They're the daughter,
it's
right?
It's easy to fall in love with the new thing, too.
There's
no baggage there. The Jazz have a lot of baggage. A lot of baggage.
Yeah. The Jazz are the teenagers.
The Mammoth don't have any.
The Jazz are the teenagers showing up late after curfew. And you're like, I love you, but you're kind of pissing me off
like,
down
dude,
here.
get a job or go to college. Do something. What are you doing?
Come on.
What are we doing here? The Mammoth, they're your straight-A student. They're at the top of the table.
Yeah. Yeah, that's 100%.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah, they came home after that road trip with a perfect grade.
The Jazz are like the teenager that doesn't know what he wants to do with his life. He just wants to hang out with his friends.
Quit bothering me, Dad. I'm playing video games. All right. Hey, guess what? We got a pair of tickets, speaking of the Utah Mammoth. Right now, a pair of tickets for you to be able to win just by calling us up. 801-575-ZONE. That's 801-575-ZONE. 801-575-9663. You get a pair of tickets to see the Mammoth and the Lightning. They're coming to town on Sunday on the 2nd of November. Can you believe we're in November already? All you have to do is give us a call, though. Win those tickets. 801-575-ZONE. That's 801-575-9663. We'll come back. We've got more around the corner. We've got to roll out our winner of this week's Hercules Hero of the Week. And then we've got some sound for you from Utah's practice with the offensive coordinator, Jason Beck of the Utes. See what they can do to turn that corner on the 53-point outpouring last week and how they can add to it against Cincinnati this week. Stay with us, 97.5 The KSL Sports Zone.
Complete game coverage of the Cougars is right here on the KSL Sports Zone. It's a much-needed off week for the Cougars as they rest up for the final stretch of the 25 season. Your home for the best coverage of Cougar football is right here on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. You're locked on to JJ and Alex on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
All right, everybody, welcome back. JJ and Alex, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. This song's confusing to me because it's not a Michael Jackson song, but he sings the chorus,
right,
as like a favor to like a record executive whose kid is singing the song.
Is that what happened?
Yes,
that's quite a story.
Not
that is
a nice
nepotism.
A nice little boost
at its
there.
finest. My goodness. I couldn't even tell you who sings that song.
Well, I mean, obviously that part sounds like Michael Jackson, right?
Well, I know that. But
uncredited.
Who's the artist that sucks?
Yeah, Rockwell.
Rockwell. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Rockwell.
Oh, beyond. Like it's like it's not even a one-hit wonder. It's because Michael Jackson's voice is on the back of that. Oh yeah, for sure, it's a Halloween classic. All thanks to the fact that Michael Jackson sang that song and he did it uncredited.
It's Barry Gordy's son.
Yes, told you.
Okay. So yeah, favor. It's the dude who founded Motown. That's a little more. That's okay.
But you see what I'm saying?
I didn't know that Rockwell was the son of Barry Gordy.
Yeah. So
okay.
Hey, King of Pop, could you do me a little favor? Yeah, anything you need.
Oh my gosh. Hey.
What? That was what? That was pretty good. Yeah, anything you need. What? I mean, that's pretty close. Yeah, Barry, what do you need? Why am I? Stop. I'm not doing a hee-hee, okay? Nope, not doing it. I'm not doing a hee-hee.
No hee-hees?
No. Get out of here. That's as much as you're going to get.
Not going to moonwalk and grab your crotch? I dare you. We have cameras in here.
Yeah, Barry, what do you need? All right. You know my son Craig, right? Well, he's got a little group he's got together. We're calling it Rockwell.
My son Craig. He has a name. His name is Kennedy.
Sorry.
Kennedy William Gordy.
The last time it'll ever be mentioned again in this program. No, now you know the story. And now you know the rest of the story.
Everybody learned something today.
Yeah, I told you it's a wild story. Somebody talked to me about it years ago, and I was like, yeah, I wondered, isn't that a Michael Jackson song? And they're like, oh no, it's not. In fact, you won't find his name attached to it ever, except for the fact that it's him singing the song. But yeah, uncredited. Let me see here. Hey, it's that time of the week for us to be able to get into your Hercules Hero of the Week. How do you get the Hercules Hero of the Week winner? Well, you nominate your youth sports volunteer in your neighborhood who does an awesome job, and we recognize those folks with the Hercules Hero of the Week program brought to you by Hercules First Federal Credit Union and Beehive Meals. This week winner is Kevin Whips. Kevin was nominated by Tiffany Davis. Here's what it says, courtesy of Tiffany in her nomination of Kevin. Kevin is the coach of my daughter's 4th grade junior jazz league team. Went out of his way to make sure all the kids felt included. We're learning and improving throughout the year. And even though they're very different skill levels from the first-time kids who came out and played since kindergarten, he was a model coach and planned out practices, taking time with each of these kids, making sure they felt included and supported. He's also been a great help helping my daughter feel encouraged as it was her first year, and it was all new. On the last day of practice, he arranged a scrimmage between parents and the kids and gave each kid a few extra chances on the rebounds to make sure each kid scored a hoop. Like that is top-tier coaching from just another dad on the team. He inspired me to volunteer for my son's league coming up because it was just such a good leader, gave me the advice to help lift kids up as their coach. So congrats to Kevin Whips, who wins a prize from Hercules First Federal Credit Union and Beehive Meals, who are the great sponsors of this program. So there you go. You can nominate the youth sports volunteer you know by going to kslsports.com/contests, and we can honor them right here in this very program. So there you go. Congrats to Kevin Whips. JJ, Utah's got a challenge this weekend as Cincinnati comes to town. This is by far, I mean, I know that Coach Whittingham would say, well, every game in front of us is the most important game, but this one has all sorts of implications now. As the week has gone on, it's becoming more and more evident how big of a deal this game is going to be because number 17 Cincinnati comes in. Game day is going to be there. All eyes are on you. Utah has a chance to build off what they did the last – don't look now, but they lost 5 of their first 5 games in conference play at home at Rice-Eccles Stadium, and now, of course, they've run it up the past 2 games on their opponents scoring 95 points over those 2 games and absolutely sticking it to Colorado and Arizona State. Cincinnati could find themselves very well in that same spot. I'm going to say something about Utah. So all the metrics will say this. Any person who follows, okay, here's the little tiny bit of this and that get you to a national championship. I'm not joking when I say this. They put these together, and if you're not a top 10 in total offense and points per game on offense, and also in the top 10 of total defense and points per game defense, you're not going to win a national championship. Out of the last 20, it's 16 are in those 2 categories. There's only 5 teams in the country that are in there, and Utah's one of them. Utah has a phenomenal offense right now. They're killing it on the defensive side of things. Things are humming right now for Jason Beck and his offense. But Utah is at the top of the table in a lot of these categories, including in total offense, points per game. The differential that you win your games also is part of that same deal, and part of that is that if you score a lot of points, but you're also not giving up very many, that goes without saying you're going to win a lot of games. Utah's offensive coordinator Jason Beck this week talked to the media about how they've improved week on week and just what they're doing to plan for this Bearcats team who comes into town into Rice-Eccles on Saturday for a huge one.
Yeah, he took a lot of the reps Tuesday, Wednesday. And did a really nice job. We've been fortunate that we've been able to get him in games quite a bit leading up to this point to help, just in his development and getting ready. And he's made the most of all those opportunities and just kind of continued to build on it and play well. So, really happy for him.
Has anything surprised you just how early he's kind of been able to take on the offense, take on a leadership role in this offense as a true freshman?
I mean, I don't know. I didn't kind of have any expectations, and just it took its kind of natural course. Started in spring with minimal opportunities, and he'd get in there and do some nice things, and it's just slowly kind of grown over time. Really didn't know how good he was until those opportunities to be live would come, and he'd just make things happen and continue to do that in the game. And so he's just been really consistent with playing well and doing a really nice job to earn more trust and more opportunity, and he's made the most of it along the way.
When you have a quarterback injury, how does that change your approach to game planning, or because they have similar skill sets, does it change at all?
That's been the thing with Bird, is he kind of fits our offense right now, both in terms of what Devin does, but also in terms of what's best for our team, and that is a run first approach, a running quarterback, adding the numbers, and so he's kind of provided being a natural backup that way, and it's played to his skill sets. So it hasn't, there's a minor things of being lefty and working some things that way, but otherwise, it's allowed it to kind of transition pretty seamlessly.
How would you assess the throw game so far? I mean, there's been games like the West Virginia one where it was very pass heavy, but then there's been other games, like Arizona State and even last week where it wasn't as throw heavy. But overall, how would you assess the passing attack?
Even coming into the year, that was one of the bigger unknowns of what would emerge in that room and who the targets would be, and that started to play out. It's still a little inconsistent outside of RD, Dallin, JJ. To a point, those three have all done a really nice job week in, week out, and then it's been that next person up. What's their role? How are they contributing? What can we count on? And so it was nice to see Larry had some big plays this past weekend that helped move the chains and score points, and he did a really nice job stepping into a little bigger role and making the most of it. And so we'll just kind of continue to hash that out and see the production there. I'd say, we're efficient in the throw game, and we'll just kind of look to keep building on that.
What's the key for Larry to kind of emerge more and more in the offense?
It is very much kind of an earned, you earn it through your production, through the results. And so he's had some things along the way, and at times he's had some stuff fall, his role's diminished, but he got a couple big opportunities this week, and he made the most of it. And we really, going back to like the identity of our offense and what we're best at, being a run first, it's also blocking in the run game. And so a lot of those big plays, explosive plays, RD's doing a great job out there. JJ was hustling, making stuff happen on Bird's long run. And Larry's been that guy in the run game. He's really done a nice job helping to block, which, helps our offense big time. And then anytime targets come your way, if you can get open and catch it, it's only going to allow your role to increase in the offense. So,
Jason Beck, offensive coordinator for the Utes. Hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. You don't need to throw the ball around. When that question was asked about the quote-unquote throw game, I was like, don't worry about the throw game right now. You're getting 350 yards on the ground the last two games at home.
Yeah, don't complicate things.
So
do what you're doing well.
Let's here's the thing too. You talk about the trifecta of Coach Whittingham being happy. You're running the ball, number one. You're controlling the clock, number two. And then you're giving the best shot for your defense to just absolutely have that success that they've been having. And so you control every part of the game if the running attack is going. And Brendan Swartzby's not going to be able to get going. On the Cincinnati side of things,
limit his opportunities on the field.
Look, you don't want just keep the Cincinnati offense off the field, and you're going to get yourself. I mean, look, here's the deal too. They had massive explosive plays last week against Colorado, right?
Yeah.
But part of it is that some of those explosive plays happened because of the defense. The special teams were working. They blocked a punt, right?
They blocked a punt.
They blocked a punt. They faked a punt.
And they faked a punt.
So
everything was working perfectly.
So
I've not seen Utah execute that way in a long, long time, and they've had some great execution over the years. That was incredible.
Cincinnati hasn't been beaten in the last 6 weeks or 7 weeks, and this is their most difficult test of the year by far, so far.
It might be the most difficult test of the entire year.
And the Nebraska game was like, oh, shoot. They could have won that game,
but it wasn't
neutral
side. I know there was a lot of Nebraska
game.
fans there, but it was a neutral site game.
It was, but it's also a game that doesn't really count against you,
right?
And so
they haven't lost since.
Ask Arizona State. You know, everybody at the beginning of the year was like, "Yeah, you lose to Mississippi State, you're fine, you're fine, you're fine, you're fine." Now they've lost 3 games, and that's like we're not talking about Arizona State. We're not talking about Iowa State. What's wild is we're talking about. We're talking about Houston in the break more than we were talking about any of these other teams.
Because Houston's going to sneak into the Big 12 championship game.
They got the easiest freaking schedule the rest of the way.
Don't be shocked if Houston's in the Big 12 championship game and you're like, what?
You're right. Because they're playing UCF, West Virginia,
Baylor
and TCU.
That's it.
And look, Baylor and TCU aren't the Baylor and TCU we thought they were going to be before the season started. No. Now, here's the weird thing about the Big 12. They could lose all those games by 20 points. Like, you know what I mean? I mean, the TCU and the Baylor game. It could happen, and it has happened.
And that's likely what is going to happen, but there is a path for them to make the Big 12 championship game right now, and it's very realistic.
Well, the difference is they don't have to play a team that's in front of them on the tables.
No, they're not chasing it. And those teams are not chasing.
Right. So
their only loss is to Texas Tech. So that's the only team in the top that would have a tiebreaker over them. They don't play BYU.
But if you're
they
Utah,
don't play Cincinnati.
If you're Utah, you're praying for them to lose 2 more games. Because if Utah wins out, which they very well could.
That's crazy. Houston didn't play Utah, BYU, or Cincinnati on their schedule.
Yeah, it's bonkers.
They got lucky there.
Mm-hmm.
And they beat Arizona State to their credit. But as far as Utah goes, Utah fan, are you nervous about the Cincinnati game?
1,000% you should be.
Well,
but at the same time, no, I mean you should be because every game, everything's on the line now, right? Every game is a must-win the rest of the way to be able to be a part of this conversation. If you have any semblance of hope, which there is some, because this conference is freaking nuts.
It is nuts, but let me throw a couple things out that should give Utah fans some comfort going into this. Not a guarantee, but some comfort. Utah's last 2 home games, they beat Arizona State 42-10 and Colorado 53-7. Arizona State was ranked at the time. Colorado was coming off a win over Iowa State. And they absolutely obliterated those teams in the dark at Rice-Eccles Stadium. What's it going to be on Saturday?
You made it sound like the lights were all the way out.
In the dark. Well, the Utah's even wearing black uniforms on Saturday. You're really not going to see that rush coming.
They kick the ball off, the lights go out, and then they start punching them.
That's really what happens. That's how it felt. A couple more things. Utah's a 10.5-point favorite in this game. Cincinnati's 7-1, ranked ahead of Utah in the polls, undefeated in Big 12 play. Utah's a 10.5-point favorite. The ESPN analytics give Utah an 80.5% chance of winning this matchup.
80.5?
80.5.
Nice knowing you, Cincinnati.
That's like Texas against Texas State type prediction. That's nuts. Look, I have a lot of respect for Cincinnati. Just sharing these numbers with you because the numbers heavily favor Utah in this game. Can they back that up with their play on the field? We'll find out. But Utah fans should feel good going into this game about where Utah is at and their chances of winning this game. We'll see if this team can execute, but there has been some inconsistency with Utah this season. They're either lights out or they're like, what's wrong with these guys? And what's wrong with these guys has only happened twice against 2 top 15 teams.
Top 15? What about top 10? Hey, that's coming up next. Got the top 10 right around the corner.
That's called a segue.
Join us, won't you? Join us on our journey with the top 10 coming up next. We've got a bunch going on here. Bill Bender's going to join us at the top of the next hour. Talk a little bit of college football. Of course, he's from the Sporting News. Love having Bill on. Stay right here with us. More to go around the corner. 97.5 KSL Sports Zone.
Nobody gets you ready for Utah football more than the KSL Sports Zone.
Ready?
The Utes get set for another huge Big 12 game as they square off against Cincinnati. Your home for the best coverage of Utah football is right here on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. You're locked on to JJ and Alex on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Welcome back, everybody. JJ and Alex, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. Thanks for being with us on the program. Appropriately themed music here. I found a top 10 that you'd never be able to get. We could never roll it out as a, like, hey, you guess these top 10s. Before I get to my official top 10, I wanted to roll this one out. Top zip codes for trick-or-treating.
The 801 better be there. Oh, zip code.
Zip codes.
Like 840.
Yeah, whatever, wherever it is that you live. Yeah. Across America. Now, this is based off of candy sales and what people spend per household in each kind of locale. Are you
including outdoor decorations?
No. This is just to get for the best trick-or-treating. Best candy. Okay? Best candy. Like they give out the best. They give out the most and the best, okay? Top zip codes. Number 10 is Lancaster, California. Number 9 is Morristown, New Jersey. Number 8 is Garden City, New York. Number 7 is Beaumont, California. Chicago's 6. Fine. Weighing in at number 5 is Saratoga Springs, Utah.
Hey!
South Lake, Texas, number 4. Houston, Texas, number 3. I will say South Lake is like... That's like the rich
right.
part of one of the rich parts of Dallas-Fort Worth area.
A lot of growth there.
Dallas, number 2. The number 1 place for candy score for the U.S. zip codes across the country is the humble 84043, which is Lehi, Utah.
Hey. Saratoga Springs and Lehi.
Yeah, listen. Does that mean people are busting their kids in? They're going, all right, we're going to work hard. I need 78 pounds of the best candy on the planet. Go, go, go. They start putting them out of the
I got a new name for northern Utah County.
What is it?
The Candy Belt.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I could eat a candy belt.
Sounds good, doesn't it?
I could eat a candy made of belt. I mean, a belt made of candy. What?
Make it happen.
All right. I do have in front of me the top 10 candies.
Ooh, a real top 10. All right,
you ready?
Here we go. Top 10 candies?
Quickly here. Top 10 candies according to consumption. Okay? Per pound consumption.
Okay.
Here we go. On your mark, get set, go.
Kit Kat, M&M's,
Ding, ding.
Twix,
Ding.
Snickers, Hershey bar, Peanut Butter Cup.
Wait, did you say Hershey?
Yeah.
Ding. Peanut Butter Cup. Give me a brand.
Reese's.
There you go.
Is
Ding.
that all? Reese's Pieces?
No.
Nerds. Candy ropes.
Candy belts.
I got like a brown. Mounds. Almond Joy. Butterfinger. What?
Peach rings, Sour Patch.
What the heck? Who gives out peach rings? Sour Patch?
Whatchamacallit?
Whatchamacallit? No, but it should be given out.
I agree.
I love that freaking thing.
What else? What's left?
Do people give out paydays?
Take 5.
You guys are missing on some big ones.
Snickers? You said Snickers.
I did say Snickers. Milky
Snickers
Way.
is by the way, Snickers.
Milky Way. What?
Milky Way.
What?
Mm-hmm.
What am I missing? Big hunk?
You got it, big hunk.
Old fashioned?
What is this, a church dance?
My grandma liked big hunks.
Give me a big hunk.
My grandma always had big hunks.
Yeah, she did. What? All right, here's your top 10. I'm disappointed because you guys were just going all chocolate. Now you did say Annapolis. You said Sour Patch. Starburst 10.
Yeah.
Kit Kat 9. Candy corn is 8.
Barf.
Blah. Now again,
I'm proud I didn't say
I know,
candy
me
corn.
too.
I'll take a 9 out of 10.
Sour Patch, Hershey's, Twizzlers. I know. I don't like them either.
Yeah.
Now, again, this is a per pound thing. I think it's just they're in the bag, I think, or there's a bag of them, and people are giving them out. Tootsie Pops, number 4.
Yeah, I guess.
Regular M&Ms, peanut M&Ms, and then the Reese's Peanut Butter Cup. Yeah, shocker. No Snickers, no Butterfinger. Yeah.
That's an upset.
It's
No Snickers?
terrible.
Come on, that's not a real list.
I mean, I don't know what to tell you.
Did you ask AI?
Hey, AI. They say here in the state of Utah, peanut M&Ms are giving out the most. No freaking way. No way.
People here do love their peanut M&Ms.
Okay, see, this is what's dumb. See, I'm looking at this list and it says Texas gives out Ferrero Rocher hazelnut chocolates. That's the number one candy. That's a lie. I told you who owns them or who owns Butterfinger.
Yeah.
Ferrero Rocher.
Yeah.
It's not a hazelnut chocolate. They're giving out Butterfingers. That's number one. Guaranteed. Guess who gives out the most candy corn?
Utah.
West Virginia, North Carolina, and Virginia. Bunch of idiots.
Hey, maybe it's all they can afford. Be kind.
Alaska, Haichu, get out of here. All right, we'll take a break.
I love Haichu, though.
Bill Bender's joining us next. It's a quality candy. Bill Bender joins us next. We're going to talk some college football. Stay with us right here, 97.5 VKSL Sports Zone.